Hello from Southwest Washington. My name is Colleen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I love to come on at least once a week and show you what I'm working on in my craft room. It's always fun for me. So leave a comment down below or subscribe and so you can see my future projects. Today I'm making these, one of these really pretty Joy Fold Fun Fold cards using the Gathering Together Sweet Collection from Stampin' Up! So let me scooch this out of the way real quick. So these cards do stand up so you can display them. There's a little spot for a note here. Of course, if you wanted to write more, you could always add another piece of paper to the back here and add some more. But let me show you what comes in the Sweet Collection, and then we will make a card because that is always the fun part. Well, let me show you what comes in this Sweet Collection. So this Gathering Moment stamp set, I mean, look at that font. How fabulous is that? It's got some background stamps, some other things, just really a great set. And then the linen thread comes in Old Olive and Early Espresso. So we'll put that there. It does come with an embossing. If you order the Sweet, of course, you can order everything separately if you like, just the separate things, but in the Sweet does come with this embossing folder. This is the pattern here, and it is a bit of, it's more of a standard size, so this would not fit. If you only have the mini cut and emboss machine, this would not fit in it. It's more for the other one, cut and emboss machine, but it's great subtle pattern. The Gathering Moments dies, let me show you these. This has 11 dies. And look at these. They're such a grand, beautiful size. This, from what I've seen online, and I haven't cut one out yet, looks like it has stitching. And I've seen some things other demonstrators have done, and they're just stunning. So be sure to check out how those look online. I just haven't gotten that far yet. Cajun Craze and Gold Gems. Everything is color coordinated. And you know, I love that. I love when everything is color coordinated. And then let me go ahead here and show you this gorgeous paper. So look at the Cajun Craze color, the Early Espresso, crushed curry. So pretty. So pretty. I can tell you the coordinating colors. Let me see. They are Basic Beige, Cajun Craze, crushed curry, Early Espresso, Old Olive, and Champagne Foil. Well, that's just a great name, isn't it? And then the back side there. Love this. So you can see this is quite versatile for your projects. You have some subtle patterns. You have the gold and the coppery color. So you can see that you can use this in lots of your projects. I love this one too. All right, let's make a card because that really is the fun part for me. So let's make a card and I will show you how easily this comes together. We're going to go ahead and cut the paper together. I have all the measurements, like I said. Either you can write them down as I say them, or you can find them on my blog, www.cardsbycoco.com. And I made this card actually for a blog hop. So if you scroll down to the bottom of my blog post, you can hop on over to everyone else's and see what projects they have made. So that's the fun thing about blog hops, is seeing what everyone else is doing. Okay, that one had a little bend there, so that's why I flipped it around. So 4 1/4 of an inch by 8 1/2. So there's our 4 1/4, and we want to go to 8 1/2 inches. Oh, I should have done it the other way. I don't know what I was thinking. We could have saved more paper had I just been thinking. And then we want to score at 3 inches. But since it's already cut, I'm not going to worry about it. And there's our 3 inches there. Let's go ahead and grab that Early Espresso back and cut this at 3 inches by 8. So there's our 3 inch mark. By 8 inches. Is it really one of my videos if I don't cut the paper wrong at some point in time? I don't think so. And we want to score this at 4 inches. All right, now let's grab our Design a Series paper and cut some of that. You just scooch over here and grab some of that. I have things here and there. A little bit here, a little bit there. You know how it goes, right? I had one started, so that's what you hear me rustling around for. I clearly set it off to the side. Anyway, we'll just grab another piece. So this piece we want to cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So I think this is 4 inches because I used it earlier. So let me try 4 inches by 5 1/4. And I just need to grab a different piece here. And let's cut this one at 2 3/4 by, let's see, by 4 inches. Perfect. Yep, that looks right. There we go. Let me move that out of the way. And then we need some basic white. We need 2 pieces of basic white. And we need these at 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. So let's go 2 3/4 right here. And then 3 3/4. And you will see, oh, I may have to close my craft room window. I can hear somebody's dog barking. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Let me see here. Okay, and that is all the cutting we need to do right now. So let me move this out of the way. Let's do a little bit of stamping to get going here. So I am going to cheat just a little bit. I have the old Stamparatus. Remember when Stampin' Up, if you've been with Stampin' Up for a minute, you know we used to sell the stamp positioning tool, the Stamparatus. And I absolutely love it. So I'm going to go ahead and use it because I have not a difficult time lining up the stamp, but I just made a bunch of cards. So I just have it all set up here. And let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and line up my piece of paper there. And I don't know of any other stamp positioning tools because I use Stampin' Up products. So I couldn't even recommend another one, but I know they're out there. So this is not exactly centered. It's a little bit more to the upper 1/3 of the piece of paper here. And then let's go ahead and grab, let me show you on the stamp set, the one I'm grabbing. This one right here. And we want to stamp this in Old Olive twice on both of our basic white paper. So I'm gonna pop this in our Old Olive, stamp off, make sure I like how it's stamping, and then come to this bottom left corner. And then I want your opinion. This is what I did, but I want to know how you think it would look better. So I went ahead and embossed that right there, and we're gonna do it again. Or would you leave this just plain like that? And tell me, would you just, how do you like that piece of paper? I did one earlier. Which one do you think? Not embossed or embossed? I kind of like the embossed one. It's just enough subtle. So since I already have one, I'm just going to show you on the embossing folder what I did. So let me grab that, show you how I put that together into the cut and emboss machine, so you have some sort of idea. Okay, so all I did was take this piece here, I lined it up at the bottom, like that. I used plate 1 and plate 4 and ran it through the cut and emboss machine. But when I use the cut and emboss machine on my desk, sometimes it really shakes that camera. So that's why I did it in advance. So let's go ahead and put our card together. It comes together remarkably easy. We just want to fold this one in half, this piece here, Early Espresso. Oops, got a little piece of thread there. Let's go ahead and do that. You can see this one really needs to be cleaned off. And let's fold this right there. Always give your creases a good burnish. Your card will lay better. And then this will come here. if you have a directional piece of paper, you're going to want to make sure that you cut it in the direction you want. I kind of like that sprig going up like that. So I'm debating on that one, which way I want it to lay, but I think this is the way we're going to go. And then just glue it in place. You can glue, you can use your seal, whatever you have handy and available. Let's go ahead and pop that one right there. And then we can put this one on the inside of our card. Trying not to be such an over gluer anymore, but it's a challenge for me. I'm not gonna lie, I'm challenged with it. Lining up on the 3 sides is usually the way I go. And then press that in place. So very easy. Now remember, this one faces the opposite direction, so because we want it to fold over that piece there. Let's go ahead and pop this on here. Oh, no, not yet, not yet. I have to stop myself. I forgot to put my twine on, my linen thread. I want to ground my sentiment. I got ahead of myself, which is easy to do when you're making a bunch of cards, let me tell you. Very easy to do. Let's go ahead and wrap that around and then give it a snip. There we go. Now we can put it on the front here. I love linen thread. I think it always is that nice subtle touch to the front of your card. Perfect. Now, I'm going to go ahead and place the inside panel of my little note, the note portion of my card. There we go. Let's pop that right there. And let's make a bow. This is kind of painful to watch me make a bow, let me tell you. And I always keep samples in the corner when I'm making cards so I don't forget exactly what I'm doing. So I have watched every tutorial under the star on how to make a good bow. I've even posted some of them for you, but it doesn't always work out really well for me. Okay, there we go. Snip that off a little bit. You know, we all have those things we're really good at and those things we're not great at. And bow making definitely falls into my not great category. And I want this off-centered. So I'm gonna put that right there. Kind of under that S of the thanks is where I wanted it to, that knot to be. So pretty. And then we're just going to tuck this right there. So when I say this card really is a fun fold, but it has a bit of wow, but yet comes together so easily, it really, really does. So before you press down too much, make sure you have it lined up how you want. And once you do, that's when you want to adhere it to your bottom panel. Make sure things are level and even and that you're happy with how it is on your card. All right, now let's go ahead and grab some of those gems. You know I just put in a safe place. So hang on a second because the card's not complete if it doesn't have some gems. Here we go. Let's go ahead and pop these out. And I'm using the take your pick tool to pick them up. There we go. So this is actually today's card. It does not get too much easier than that, does it? So pretty. So which one do you like? And this one I just put the designer series paper, little different layout. Do you like the more vibrant color or the more subtle color? This one. And so anyway, this is today's Joy Fold card. So thank you so much for popping in with me. I'll be back again next week, and hopefully I will truly be able to be live if the internet decides to cooperate with me. Anyway, have a great weekend.